We are now at the bridge over River Kwai, Kanchanaburi, Thailand. So, what do you think? I've been here many times. So, for you, the first time, right? So, what's your
Absolutely.
impression?
Well, what surprised me, as always seems to happen when we come to these sites associated with terrible atrocity, is the extent to which this is a local or domestic tourist site. We're here on a Sunday afternoon, as you said.
Right, busier.
A lot of Thai people. There's an atmosphere of fun. There's guitars playing in the background. The train just came through, and everyone got very excited about the whole business. Had to move aside for the train to come through. And I was, again, I have certain assumptions, and then on the approach to this site, they're all kind of dissolved. So I didn't realise the extent to which this is not just a death railway site. This is railway heritage. It's bridge heritage. It's a resort.
Resort, weekend. Yeah.
It's tourist site. We're 3 hours from Bangkok.
Yes, that's right.
So it's like obviously, the people mostly coming from Bangkok, you think? And if so, what? By
a lot from Bangkok, I would say.
Just driving up.
Yeah.
So when you came here before,
Right.
what were your
My impression.
experiences, motivations?
Why did you come?
Was it just a weekend, cooling weather, get away from the city? Was it when you were with your Thai
Oh my
friends?
goodness, it was a long time ago. I came here, I think, first time 20 years ago.
Right.
Where I came here with friends.
Yeah. Well, there are these
So it's more.
here then, and
No, not many.
there's lots of
Actually, it's
pontoons
not.
on the river as well. That are
Right, but Kanchanaburi is really big. This one, Kanchanaburi has a lot of attractions,
Right.
So that's
and
the city.
the city, and this is also part of the attraction. So when people from Bangkok come here, and so they would go to the floating restaurant, so they would go kind of enjoy lunch, and then also coming here as a kind of one of the attraction, kind of a stopping point.
But when you did that, was there, because we're very interested in how local perspectives on this site, as well as
Right.
we talk
And
more
the ways
about
in which
the
they do and don't connect with the war history.
Yeah, so was there a consciousness of, how much of a consciousness is this as a site of war remembrance and of terrible deeds by the Japanese and suffering, etc.? Was there when you visited this?
I couldn't feel much.
I imagine
Yeah, I couldn't
even
feel
less
much.
today.
It's, right. So just like we knew that, me at least, I knew that it is like kind of a Japanese
The
forcing.
atrocities of the
Exactly.
forced labour.
Yeah, forced labor, prisoner of war, building days when you could die. You know, when 20 years ago, I didn't know much, but this is a rough idea that I sort of understand, and I didn't feel anything much.
So you've been speaking to tourists today. I mean, do you think that's even less so the case today, though? Because that kind of history is really disconnecting from what the reasons why people are coming.
Right. One thing is that
Some history. So
Right,
We've seen the railways. There's a
Right.
certain, you were talking about earlier, there's a certain other thing going on here, which is to do with railway heritage, romantic
Nostalgia for
bridge, independent of the war, it seems. So Wantanee, many people would probably not realise coming to this site that in fact the whole history of this bridge over the River Kwai is quite complicated, in the sense that as far as we can gather, the name of the river is different, or was different, has been changed. That this is a metal bridge in the film and in the novel.
it was like
It's a wooden
bridge.
construction. So
Right.
can you say a bit about that, as far as you know?
I'm also very confused. So I just talked to local people and asked about what's the name of the river, and they said it's River Kwai. And and in the book I read, it's like here we call it River Meklong, right? Meklong. And what do you read about?
Well, what I discovered, and many people who do a little bit of research on this would discover the same, is the whole thing is in a sense a product of a tourist need.
Right.
So the film, the famous
movie,
film, the
right.
Western film, comes out in 1957, Bridge over the River Kwai. By the 1970s, lots of Western tourists are coming looking for the River Kwai Bridge.
Right.
And in response to that, local authorities, local people decide there
Changed
needs
the
to be a
name.
bridge. But there wasn't actually a bridge over the then River Kwai, which was a small tributary that ran alongside the Death Railway. So this was actually built as part of the Death Railway, and so they decided to rename the river.
Right.
The river, well,
So what was
Kwai,
it? Yeah.
the Mekong.
Meklong.
Meklong. I think
right.
that's what I heard. And then I heard
Right.
another story, in fact, that local people had another name for it, which was basically also
Right, I
Kwai,
got
so it
so
wasn't such a big deal.
confused. Right, because Meklong is not, apparently, according to the local people, this is a River Kwai.
Yeah.
And 2 kilometers from here is Meklong. And Meklong is the two rivers meet.
Right.
Okay, from River Kwai and River Kwai.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit confusing for me. So I think we need to find out more about what the actual name
It doesn't
of
matter.
this.
That's one of my questions, because this is, compared to other sites we've been looking at for the
Right.
Walmart project, this is the first in a way where there's been such an overlap between popular culture, popular memory, film,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and remembrance. This is very much shaped, people coming is shaped by an extraordinary Hollywood film, Academy Award-winning film,
Right.
which was based on a fictional novel, but drawn somewhere from testimonials of POW.
You heard about the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the person, the writer of the novel, and he's prisoner of war, but he's never seen this place. He never
Right.
been here, so it's somewhere else.
Right.
And so he heard the story from prisoner of war, from this area, and then he kind of
And you got the name
started.
wrong.
Right,
So you
he
didn't even say
started.
Kwai, it was Kwai.
Yeah, that's right. Kwai,
It's Kwai.
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 That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it is the name.
Yeah.
Right.